Well, let's continue with the corporate conversations then. The next company on our radar is Garden Reach Shipbuilders. The stock has surged more than 100% this year so far. The company has reported a strong set of numbers for the first quarter. Revenue growth has been quite robust. Margins, of course, dipped a little bit in Q1 because of the high cost of materials. So to talk about the business outlook going forward, we have with us PR Hari, Chairman and MD at Garden Reach Shipbuilders. Mr. Hari, thank you so much for joining in. Great to have you on, sir. So I'll start with, the guidance that you've spelled out, and it's sort of 25% growth. I think that's what you're expecting this year. Let me just quickly rewind back and check the order book. I think as of June, you told us that your order book was just above 25,000 crores, 25,200. So tell us now, we're in the second quarter. How aggressive is the bid pipeline? How much will you grow this order book by? And are you still confident of delivering 25% revenue growth?
Morning, Surabhi. Thank you. Yes, our order book currently stands at 25,231 crores. And 90% of this order book comprises of shipbuilding orders. That is our main business vertical. And balance 10%, around 10% come from our other verticals like marine diesel engines, ship repairs, and so on. Now, when we started the financial year, our order book was 22,600, approximately 22,600 crores. And the order book is actually increased. Now, this order book, I'm just coming to the shipbuilding segment. This order book of shipbuilding comprises of 29 platforms for 10 projects. 4 of these projects are being executed for the Navy. And the balance 6 projects include 3 export orders, including for a commercial order that we got from a German client. Now, this is the current order book. In the next 3 to 6 months, we are in the negotiation stage for concluding another 4 contracts for 20 platforms. This is the short-term future that I'm indicating. Now, we also bid for the next generation Corvette project for the Indian Navy. This is a very, very high-value order. The total order value is an 8-ship project, and the AO in itself is around 36,000 crores. And we expect the bid results to be declared in another 4 months. In addition to that, the Navy is also expected to come out in the next 1 year RFPs for 2 multi-purpose vessels, and the Coast Guard is likely to come up with an RFP for 6 next-generation ocean-going patrol vessels. So I've just given you an overview of our current order book and also what is likely to be in the immediate future.
Right. Got that. Mr. Hari, hi, good morning. Prashant here. There's a lot of things to get our head around. So let's just take it one by one. When you say platforms for our viewers, you essentially mean ships, vessels?
Yes, absolutely correct. Ships. When I said we are building 4 platforms for our German clients, that means 4 multi-purpose vessels for a German client. And similarly, we are, to answer your question, yes, platforms means ships.
Okay, because you do frigates and ships, all kinds of things, right? Yes. So just a quick thing. So you're saying in the next 3 to 6 months, you are close to concluding orders worth how much? What is the size?
The size is approximately between 1,500 to 2,000 crores. The contract negotiations are currently in progress. We have been declared L1, and we expect a conservative time of 3 to 6 months for conclusion of these contracts. These include an export order also.
Got it. 1,000 to 1,500 crores in the next 3 to 6 months.
Between 1,500 to 2,000 crores. The negotiations are currently in progress.
Okay. The bigger one is going to be that Corvette negotiations with Navy, right? Which you said in totality is about 36,000 crores.
It's a 8-ship project. In totality, it's around 36,000 crores. It will be 36,000 plus crores. And this order will be split between 2 shipyards, with the L1 shipyard getting 5 ships and the second shipyard getting 3 ships. So we stand a good chance of getting this order, considering our experience and expertise in building corvettes.
So 6 and 2. 6 and 2.
5 and 3.
5 and 3. Okay. But so you will get something, right?
That's what we are expecting.
You could get 5 or you could get 3, but you are assured of.
We'll definitely be targeting 5.
And this will conclude this year in FY25?
See, in a normal order processing stage, from the time the L1 is declared, then the contract negotiations happen. So I don't expect the contract to be signed during the current financial year, maybe in the first quarter of the next financial year.
But sir, just to complete this order book picture, how much of the order book is naval right now as a percentage? And now that this big contract is coming up, I mean, realistically speaking, how will that number move? Just trying to understand. And then you're doing ocean-going vessels and platforms, for instance, for this German entity. So just want to get the order book mix between naval, non-naval, and some of the export orders to understand where you get better margins. I'm guessing some of the export orders fetch you better margins?
See, I'll just give the approximate breakup now. As I mentioned, our total order book, around 90% of the total order book comes from shipbuilding. Of this 90%, if you just take the shipbuilding orders, around 85 to 90% still come from Indian domestic warship building orders. That is our primary focus. I'll just give you from a different perspective. Now, you see a commercial ship of 10,000 ton, let us say, displacement, and a warship of 1,500 ton displacement. The order value for the 1,500 ton displacement warship is going to be at least 4 to 5 times more than a commercial vessel. But commercial vessels, definitely the margins are more, and the number of commercial vessels, the platforms are likely to be more. So it's a balance between both. So to answer your question, around 85 to 90% of our shipbuilding order book is comprising of domestic warship building orders. That is both from the Navy and the Coast Guard. Currently,
and is that likely to sustain, sir? Is that likely to sustain at that high level?
Absolutely.
In the next, let's say, next 1 to 2 years, we shouldn't expect a change in the mix, right?
No, we don't expect a change in the mix. Maybe I would even take it further. By next 1 or 2 years, I will take it to the next 5 to 10 years. The same ratio is likely to maintain.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mr. Hari. Good morning. Let's get a couple of numbers out of the way. Last year, you did around 3,600 crores. So this year, you end at around 4,500 crores. Would that be a fair estimate? And also, I wanted to reconfirm that because you've had such a strong start to the year. And what is the margin we should work with?
Thank you, Nigel. Pleasure interacting with you again. Yes, I had mentioned that we'll be maintaining a CAGR of around 25%. We're very confident of maintaining similar growth. In effect, what you're telling is correct, plus whatever figure you mentioned, plus that figure we'll be able to achieve. As far as the margins are concerned, as what Surabhi brought out, there has been a slight dip in our margins, but we are very confident of maintaining margins that we had, PAT margins, what we had indicated earlier, plus 8% in the coming quarters and years.
All right. So PAT margins would be at 8%. Got it. Mr. Hari, also, if you could tell us what is the current utilization levels? I recall you telling us that the shipbuilding capacity was around 20 warships and you were looking to increase it to around 24. Has that happened? And what about the capex that you'll be incurring for this year?
Thank you. Very interesting question. Yes, I wanted to make a statement that our shipbuilding capacity was 20 ships, but considering the current order book and the expanding number of platforms that we are going to execute, we have invested, we have done capital infusion and enhanced this capacity to concurrent construction of 24 ships. As of now, our current construction capacity is for 24 ships. What we also done is segregated the ship repair operations out of our physical premises. We have taken a facility outside our premises and we are doing a complete ship repair operations from that facility. In addition, if we get more orders, we also adopted and successfully adopted a strategy of public-private partnership where we utilize the spare capacity of capable shipyards to undertake construction of ships. As far as capital infusion, yes, we have been steadily pumping in the capital. We had undertaken a massive infrastructure augmentation during the mid-2015, 2020 period. After that, every year we infuse capital in a strategic manner, which means basically to revitalize the facilities, procure new equipment, new technology equipment. So steady capital infusion is happening and current capacity stands at 24 ships, 8 large and 16 small and medium ships.
Right, and this will stay at 24 after the expansion, Mr. Hari, right? I mean, this is
No. Again, an interesting question. What we felt was we will go in a phased manner. We have also taken a facility or a strategic partnership on the West Coast, which currently is not utilized yet. So what I mean to say is that 24 ships within our premises, ship repair facility completely segregated, public-private partnership both on the West and East Coast. And we intend increasing this capacity in the next 3 years to concurrent construction of 26 ships. That is captive facility.
In the next 3 years to 26 ships.
That is within our premises, affirmative.
Got that. Just two other brief questions. On the revenue thing, just to stretch that time horizon a little further, I think you had indicated you intend to get to 10,000 crores in revenues by FY28. I mean, it's a slightly away target, but you will have visibility for that? Are you sticking with that as well?
I would like to make a very slight correction. What we had mentioned was to touch 10,000 by 2030. That is our stated vision, to touch a revenue crossing 2030. And if you just see our current order book, the current order book, including the small orders that are on the anvil, I mentioned about 1,500 to 2,000, they all will get exhausted by 2029. And if we get the next generation Corvette order and a couple of big orders that are coming from the Navy, we will definitely be able to cross 10,000 threshold by 2030.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Got that. And, you've also started, you've got into weapons manufacturing. Is that how do you see prospects for that? Or do you think it'll largely be shipbuilding and ship repair? Or is it a fast-growing segment?
See, yes, it's true that we have got into manufacturing of weapons. This is a segment that we see opportunities, adequate opportunities in the future. But our primary focus, I repeat, will remain on domestic warship building with ship repair as a subsidiary segment. Considering that weapon manufacturing is an attractive area where the returns are likely to be high, we will provide adequate impetus on this area also. We expect more orders on this segment in the coming years.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Hari, for joining us. And, it's always great speaking with you. Thank you very much for being here on CNBC TV18.